welcome. We're celebrating this evening the 15th annual MindShare. Thank you for building with us tonight. And thank you to our GRPS Alumni Choir for joining us. They started out with us tonight with the Star Spangled Banner, which is a choir tradition from their days back in high school. We look forward to hearing more from them throughout the evening. 15 years. So 15 years ago was 2003. It seems like such a long time ago, but boy, did it go fast. Do you remember the big things happening in the world in 2003, David?
Well, didn't the Terminator himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, get elected governor of California?
Oh my gosh, yes he did. All while Nemo was finding his way to the top movie of the year.
And the Spirit rover launched, beginning NASA's Mars Exploration Rover mission, right? And would you believe it, 15 years later, that's this year, the Mars expedition rolled its 5,000th day on Mars.
That's incredible. That is a fun fact.
Incredible.
Yeah. And closer to home, the Grand Rapids Public Schools City League joined the OK, the Ottawa Kent League, for the first time. And do you know what else happened in 2003? The very first MindShare. And look where we are now, celebrating 15 years of community impact on the Grand Rapids Public Schools. I am Michelle Sahosky, the Executive Director of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation.
And I'm David Mattiel, Director of Community Relations for Amway Corporation. It's great to be here with you again. MindShare, it's my favorite event of the season, and I'm looking forward to a great night with all of you. I've been extremely blessed in my life with many things, but one of the milestones has been growing up and spending most of my life in this community of Grand Rapids. And for the past 23 years, I've been proud to work for a company that is also part of the community, Amway. Tonight, once again, Amway is a proud sponsor of MindShare. 15 years of building, what a huge milestone for the Student Advancement Foundation to celebrate tonight. I'm proud to say that Amway has been with SAF all of those 15 years, and Michelle and her team at the Student Advancement Foundation have built a partnership with us that we generally value and cherish. They make it incredibly easy for us to navigate how to support GRPS, and Michelle and her team truly understand the need of the schools and the students. So congratulations to the Student Advancement Foundation for 15 years of building.
And we wouldn't be here tonight without Amway and all of our amazing sponsors. I'm going to get some help in recognizing our sponsors from a few wonderful student volunteers. Guys, thanks for helping out tonight.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and our presenting sponsor is Amway. Through their commitment to the welfare of all children, Amway has impacted the lives of more than 10 million children around the world. Thank you, Amway. Hi, my name is Jamarte Hogan, and our succeeding level sponsors are the Doug and Maria DeVos Foundation, the Richard and Helen DeVos Foundation, the Klopsic Family Foundation, the Liesl Luxembourg and Meyer Foundation, Peter and Joan Sekia Steelcase.
Hi, I'm Adriana Rios. Our growing level sponsors for tonight are AutoCam Medical, Dean Transportation, Orchestra Transportation, Meyer, RDV Corporation, Miller Johnson Attorneys, Warner Norcross and Judd, William Kitchen and Bath, and Wolverine Wide.
And these students are all 8th graders in our Great Sports, Great Kids program. So thanks for helping us out tonight. We also wish to thank all of the sponsors at the learning, inspiring, and developing levels. Those donors' names are scrolling on the screen behind me and are listed in your program. Let's give one final round of applause to all of our sponsors. Thank you all.
And last but certainly not least, we need to take a moment to recognize our MindShare host committee. This group of volunteers worked so hard to make this night a success for all of us. Thank you to our event chairs, India Manns, Julie Towner, and Joe Wilterdink. And thank you to the entire host committee, all of whom are listed in your program. And then one more quick pitch from me tonight. You know, my wife and I don't have any children, but we really feel like we have the responsibility to support all the kids in GRPS because they are part of our community and they will be the ones who will continue to build on the foundations that we have created here for the past 15 years and for the next 15. And that'll come with the resources that you help us raise tonight. For the 4,000 local employees of Amway, I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors, our MindShare host committee, and to all of you for supporting such a vital organization. Have a great night. Keep building. Thanks.
Tonight, we celebrate 15 years of MindShare. It is an opportunity to look back and celebrate our achievements together. Tonight is also a time to look ahead to our next generation of students. Today's students are dreaming new dreams, reaching new heights, and building new foundations. We are here tonight because of those bright minds, those same bright minds who will be our leaders of tomorrow. Brothers Kalen and Jalen are just two of those students. They are seniors at Ottawa Hills High School. Kalen and Jalen, they work hard in school. They studied hard, became school leaders, and they thrived. And now they are excitedly preparing for high school graduation and their next step, college. Both received full scholarships to Florida A&M University. And as their senior year draws to a close, they are creating lasting memories with their classmates, not only from Ottawa Hills, but from throughout the Grand Rapids Public Schools. Every student has dreams for the future, whether it is attending college here in Michigan or further afield, starting a job as an EMT or in advanced manufacturing, or pursuing a career as an artist or a scientist. Their futures are limitless. And all of these futures are possible because we believe in these students. Their futures are possible because teachers, coaches, families, and mentors continue to build on them. And these futures are possible because of the community, because of your support of us, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation. In 2001, then Superintendent Bert Blakey sent out a call for help. He knew that our schools and our students couldn't survive, let alone thrive on their own. That call was answered by several members of the community, and leading the charge was Joan Secchia, who gathered people around her kitchen table to talk about what the foundation was, and more importantly, what it could be. As they gathered, they quickly uncovered a need, a big need, our school libraries. Our MindShare story starts with school libraries. Our students needed inviting school libraries overflowing with current and interesting books to study and to learn and to develop a love of reading. Superintendent Blakey, our school principals, our teachers, and the foundation all agreed our schools deserve better, our students deserve better. And so the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation had identified its first impact area, literacy, and got down to work. The first MindShare in 2003 was created to raise money to refurbish and restock our school libraries. In total, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation successfully raised more than $1.6 million and applied those funds to restocking every library in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. And they did it for Kalen and for Jalen, and for all of the kids in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. They did it so that our students have the best library materials as they grow up and as they learn in school. Because of the vision of Joan Secchia, Executive Director Susan Hartwell, our founding scholars, and our first board of directors, all of our students have the library materials they need to learn and to learn well. But not all learning happens in the library or the classroom. Learning happens in many ways. Dahlia, a 14-year-old three-sport student athlete, is just one of more than 5,400 elementary and middle school students who play an after-school sport thanks to Great Sports, Great Kids. For Dahlia and so many other student athletes, sports are a motivation to stay active and engaged in school. As Dahlia recently said, as a girl, I can do anything. And she's right. Great Sports, Great Kids began because so many students in GRPS simply could not afford to play school sports. It was when Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation founding scholars Doug and Maria DeVos attended a middle school game and found many of our sports simply did not have enough players to competitively field a team. In 2008, they created an initiative to fund a pilot middle school sports program. Looking closely at the issue, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation learned that the need went deeper than middle school. Our elementary students also needed opportunities to be active, healthy, and engaged. This community need required a community solution because all our students deserve opportunities to be part of something bigger, to be part of a team, to learn how to win and how to lose, and to build perseverance and grit. The Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation again answered the call, launching Great Sports, Great Kids in 2016. We believe all of our students deserve safe and healthy opportunities to grow in new and creative ways. Next week, the top floor of Western Michigan University's downtown Grand Rapids Conference Center will be transformed into an art gallery, filled with more than 1,000 GRPS student-created artwork from every school. Like the Louvre, artwork will stretch from the floor to the ceiling. Original artwork will hang from the rafters, down every corner, and even be projected onto blank walls. This displayed artwork represents a school year of critical thinking, social emotional learning, and creative expression. Stretching school resources across 54 school buildings and more than 17,000 students means that often little is left to stock art classrooms with supplies like paint and ink or glazes and clay. Starting with its first general fund grant in the 2005-2006 school year, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation again partnered with the Grand Rapids Public Schools. This time, it was to make sure all of our art classrooms had basic art materials needed to create a robust learning environment. And year after year, we continue to meet this need because of community support. Our students deserve classrooms full of possibilities, room to explore new ideas, to stretch boundaries. Our students deserve to have a space to thrive. The reason the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation exists is the same as it was for our first MindShare in 2003, our students. All of our students deserve opportunities and experiences to learn, grow, and thrive. And so tonight, we celebrate all of those who come together for our students. I am pleased to say that Joan Secchia, our first executive director, Susan Hartwell, then Superintendent Bert Blakey, and our current Superintendent, Teresa Weatherall-Neal, are all in the room tonight. Would you please stand so we can recognize you for your vision and hard work? Now, do me a favor, don't sit, don't sit. Don't sit, keep standing for just a couple seconds. Can you keep standing for just a couple seconds? I would like to invite all of our founding scholars, our past and current board members of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation, and any staff in the room to please stand and also be recognized. The Grand Rapids, oh, don't sit yet, don't sit yet. You'll get it, don't sit yet. The Grand Rapids Board of Education. Any GRPS teachers and staff in the room, can you please stand? our current and past MindShare host committee members, our volunteers on any of our committees, any of our lunch and table captains, please stand. I'll start calling you out. Stand. Woo! All of our MindShare sponsors in the room, please stand. And our community, everyone in this room, please join us in standing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for standing up for all of our students of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Now, a short video to celebrate 15 years.
In the very beginning, the Gus Macker was raising money for Grand Rapids Public Schools and didn't have a convenient, safe way for those monies to be contributed to the school system. The Student Advancement Foundation was formed primarily as a pass-through. After about 10 years of being a pass-through, when Bert Blakey was superintendent, he came to our meeting and he said, "We need to have an urban foundation and you are it."
And so we've started a process of reorganization of the Student Advancement Foundation with a new focus, basically on helping link the community with the needs of the students.
Once we got organized as a real foundation, then we had to pick what our priorities would be. And Bert had said to us, if you can't read, you can't learn.
Everyone could resonate with the fact that our libraries needed fresh, new books that would inspire our kids to want to read. But then in continuing to work closely with the district alongside, we asked for input.
We identified areas of need. Among them were literacy, environmental education, the arts, and math and science. Our first MindShare was such a great success that it really allowed us to build quickly.
It was a fundraiser and a friend-raiser. We really had to let the community know who we were, and this was a good way to do that.
It became a celebration of the community's support of all of these programs.
Every year you walk away with a tear in your eye, or you walk away thinking, that is so tremendous. And to think that you donated to SAF, you were a part of that. You helped that child achieve that, and it's remarkable.
Together, we all work to provide funding that fills gaps for students so that every student can achieve his or her fullest potential.
We've come to understand the needs of the student a little bit better.
The needs of the students continue to evolve. There's more opportunities, but yet there's kind of new barriers that tend to crop up, and the work of the Student Advancement Foundation continues to be there to try to eliminate those barriers.
Just the amazing experiences that some kids would never, ever have an idea of that it even existed for them. To allow children to have their own musical instruments. You know what it's like to have nothing and then they have a violin that's brand new and it's yours and you can learn all about music. Anything that allows a child to have a spark, just a spark of wanting to learn. You start that spark and you have no idea how it will explode.
Education belongs to all of us. It's very rewarding for each of us to have a part, a say, in how we educate children. This is our district as a city.
It's up to all of us, families, community, all of us working together in that spirit of partnership to invest in these children. These children are our future. They have the capacity and the potential that's unlimited.
Student Advancement Foundation is important in this city and in this community because students need advocates. And Student Advancement Foundation has been an amazing advocate for GRPS. And because of their advocacy, children are doing amazing things in this community.
Learning is so much broader. It's not sitting in a classroom. It is engaging with the community.
Life isn't fair to everyone. Life doesn't give everyone the exact same tools and opportunities. SAF gives them that.
They know that hundreds of people that do not even know their name have stepped forward to say, I support you. and I'm going to make sure you have what you need.
Philanthropy and volunteerism plays such a critical role for our students.
I need the community to help me. All of us bringing our time, our talent, our treasures together to say, this is what we want.
We're very, very grateful for everyone in our community over the years that has stepped forward to be building blocks for the success of the students that come through GRPS.
Education is a foundation. So if I think in terms of building a community, we will not be a great community unless we build a great school system.
There are many things that are going to help our kids succeed, from parents and strong families to a great school, a strong community.
Every single one of our students needs something different. They resonate with the arts or maybe with an athletic team, and it's the people that come alongside them, make sure that they have what they need so that they can explore all those ideas and experiences. And so we're all part of that, and that's what the foundation really is. We are the community's building blocks to help all of our students learn, grow, and thrive.
Think about what we can do together to ensure that our community is vibrant, we have a talented workforce that's ready to compete, and education is all part of that.
To see a child grow and start here and know that they can go higher and higher and higher, those are the building blocks. You're giving them a foundation to tell them the world is yours. Go out there and grab it. Do the best you can. It means you're going to change a child's life.
Thank you for being here with us this evening to celebrate 15 years.
Thank you for attending the 15th Annual MindShare.
I'd like to thank you for being a part of the Grand Rapids Public Schools community and family.
Thank you for loving our children. Thank you for caring about our children. You are building lives. You are building a brand new life for a child.
Thank you for building the future with us.
I'd like to reintroduce our GRPS Alumni Choir, who will lead us in one more piece before dinner is served. And we will begin our program again after dinner. Thank you.
Good evening. Oh, there it is. Hello. I want to tell you a little bit about the Alumni Choir. So the group is comprised of Ms. Perry and myself, Vanessa Allen. We are teachers with Grand Rapids Public Schools. And we have class of 2003 Central High School, class of 99 Ottawa Hills High School, class of 2006 Ottawa Hills High School, class of 2007 Ottawa Hills High School, and class of 2008 Ottawa Hills High School. We chose to do a piece tonight called Elijah Rock. Not by accident. We're talking about building blocks and how if we start here, we can build and they can become greater than they ever thought that they can become. So the piece kind of represents this whole idea of a building block. It starts with very simple harmonies, and we're kind of like very open, kind of like what you are when you're in kindergarten. You start off just kind of open, and then it gets real intricate where there's 8-part harmony. There are 8 of us. So obviously, all of us have to sing a part. So you're going to hear how this all comes together, and then we'll have the young ones joining us, kids from elementary, middle, and high school joining us in our next 2 pieces. So please welcome the Alumni Choir singing Elijah Rock.
Elijah Rock. Oh, Elijah Rock. Oh, Elijah Rock.
Elijah Rock.
Oh, Elijah Rock.
Elijah Rock. Come on, sister, help me to pray. Tell me my Lord done pass his way.
Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, 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 Elijah Rock, come Elijah Lord. Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, coming up, Lord. Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, coming up, Lord. Satan ain't nothing but a snake in the grass. He's a contra. He's a liar. Hallelujah, Lord. Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, 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 Elijah Rock, come Elijah Lord. If I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. If I could, I surely would stand on the rock where Moses stood. Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, 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 oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah Rock, Elijah Rock, oh, Elijah,
We will always be dream chasers, chasing a dream like a dollar sign. You can always make it happen with the right mind. Without a positive mind, it's just a waste of time.
We will always be dream chasers, chasing a dream like a dollar sign. You can always make it happen with the right mind. Without a positive mind, it's just a waste of time.
Dream in your dreams you have inside.
Come on, give it up, everybody, for the GRPS choir. And we're getting ready to do our last tune, which is an arrangement of I Believe I Can Fly. And before we perform this, I just want to say that I am proud to be a GRPS graduate. Creston, 1986, Creston High School. And not only that, but it was because of a teacher that allowed me to be all that I could be. Was my elementary school teacher, Doris Herline, at Ridgemore Park Elementary School. She saw a 7-year-old poor girl from the hood, grew up on Bates and Eastern, and saw something in me that let me one year play and sing Home for the Wiz for the school show. And I will never, ever forget that opportunity. And from then on, I felt empowered to be able to be all that I could be, that I could fly. And that's what we tell our children. That's Vanessa and I. We teach our children all the time and every day. And even what has blossomed here, our alumni, and what they have become. They are flying, they are soaring. And so we want to leave with you, I Believe I Can Fly.
To think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love. I'm leaning on the everlasting arm. If I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. 'Cause I believe I can fly, yeah. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. 'Cause I can soar. See me running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly. Oh, I believe I can fly. See, I was on the verge of breaking down. Sometimes silence can seem so loud, but there are miracles in life I must achieve. But first, I know it starts inside of me. Oh, if I can see it, then I can do it. If I just believe it, there's nothing to it. I believe I can fly. I believe I can. I believe I can touch the sky. Oh, think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar. I can soar.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's not stop the Grand Rapids Public Schools Student and Alumni Choir. That was amazing, powerful. And that's why we're here tonight, folks. That is why we're here tonight. I am told that you can download those songs tomorrow, and there are directions to do that in your program. So please look on that. Did you know that this group came together tonight specifically to perform for us? Elementary students from Coit Creative Arts, Alger Middle, and Union High School, alongside of our fantastic alums from GRPS. That's building blocks in action. And the song Dreams that we heard was arranged by Avalon Cutts-Jones, a graduate of GRPS Central High School and the Grand Rapids Community College with a degree in vocal performance. Let's do it one more time. Let's give them one more round of applause. Good evening, everyone. My name is Charles Ash, and I am another proud alum of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. On behalf of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation Board of Directors, thank you for joining us tonight for this, our 15th annual MindShare. Tonight is truly a celebration of our students and those around them, and that's everyone in this room. I am proud to stand here as a board member with the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation. When I was approached 6 years ago to serve on the board, I didn't hesitate, nor did I hesitate when I was asked to serve as board president and represent our wonderful board members who give of their time and their talents. I gained so much in my years as a student in the Grand Rapids Public Schools, and I know that I am here today because of the dedicated GRPS teachers and staff who believed in me. And trust me, that took some dedication. That took a lot of dedication. I was challenging as a student at times. Today, I am a partner in the law firm of Warner, Norcross, and Judd, and I'm so grateful to be joined here by many of my colleagues from Warner, as well as other lawyers from the Grand Rapids legal community. At Warner, like many of the other businesses represented in this room, our strength is our people. Our community thrives when our students have been well educated and when we foster environments where diversity of people and thought is highly valued and where everyone is included. And this is why diversity and inclusion is one of our core values at Warner and why Warner supports the students of GRPS. They are the future partners in my law firm, and they're the future of your businesses too. And as you saw here tonight, our future is in good hands. Your attendance here today makes a powerful statement. You care about the students in the Grand Rapids Public Schools, and you care about the future of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. We are all here to rally together behind the GRPS vision and its leadership to be a model of public education in our country. We are here to ensure that all students of the district have bright, successful futures. It is vital that we come together to provide students from all walks of life a chance to learn and experience a strong education. In order for our students to reach new heights, not just to succeed, but to thrive, it takes many building blocks. From teachers and school staff who educate and nurture our students every day, to coaches and choir directors who support learning outside the classroom. And it takes the building blocks of the community, and that's you. It takes leaders to support them with our time and our financial resources. As the exclusive fundraising partner of the Grand Rapids Public Schools, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation is uniquely situated to support the learning and development of the district students and to provide a bridge for all of you and our entire community to join us in this important work. Because of your partnership, in the last school year alone, the foundation provided more than $1.9 million in philanthropic support to GRPS. We're so proud of that. At the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation, our work is guided by 5 beliefs in the students and in GRPS. 1, every student has the potential to be an educated, self-directed, and productive member of society. 2, we believe in GRPS, its students, its teachers, its staff, and its leadership. 3, every child deserves meaningful educational experiences and opportunities outside the classroom to reach their highest potential. 4, the students and Grand Rapids Public Schools cannot do this alone. Only through community support and partnerships will we work together to ensure opportunities for all students. And 5, we believe a strong public education system is the very foundation of a strong community. These are the building blocks of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation. We know the need in the district is great. We also know that together, through partnerships within our community and with the school district, we can fill the gap and help provide the resources to give our students the best possible education. Through innovation and ingenuity, GRPS is creating meaningful educational experiences for students to reach far and achieve their potential. Today, I hope you will join me and the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation as a vital building block in strengthening the educational experiences for all our students in GRPS. And now my favorite part. It is my pleasure, my distinct pleasure, to introduce and turn the podium over to a true visionary. Her passion and her commitment to the Grand Rapids Public Schools and her unwavering belief in the potential of all of the children in this community shines through our school district every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, our superintendent, Teresa Weatherall-Neal.
Good evening. Once again, friends, on behalf of the students, staff, parents, and to the Grand Rapids Public Schools Board of Education, I want to say thank you for your continued support. I am Teresa Weatherall-Neal. I am your superintendent of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. It's hard to believe that this is my 7th time standing before you as your superintendent for MindShare. Almost unbelievable. This is our 15th anniversary for celebrating. 15 years ago, I was a secretary sitting one cubicle away from this just this building here with Joan, Sekia, and the DeVosses, and Meyer family. So many of us that came together to look at what should we do for the students in the Grand Rapids Public Schools system. So I was a secretary then, and here I am now as your superintendent. Thanks to the generosity of so many of you in this room, not only sticking with us, but for believing in the children in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. What a difference we've made. It truly has been the heart of this community to believe that every single child in the Grand Rapids Public Schools is worthy of the investment. You could have done so many things with your time, your talent, your treasures, but you chose to invest in the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation. I want to say thank you to Michelle. I'm not sure where you are. It's hard to see from here. Michelle, thank you to you, your staff, to the board members of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation, because we've just continued to soar to new heights for these children. We focus now on the whole child. Our great music program, we didn't have music at all times, you guys. The great music program, art, reading, athletics, college visits, right? School libraries. We have new schools, our IB schools. Coit Creative Arts will become an IB school, our museum school. And there's so many other wonderful things that we have in the district now because of you in this room. We continue our success. Our graduation rates are up once again over 50%, more than 50%. College career readiness scores are up for the 6th consecutive year, and this year, we've had the 3rd highest composite scores in the county. You guys, gains in the county. It isn't easy. It is not easy to make the gains. And yet, we've had those high gains for our students. And that's something that we in this community can be proud of. Dual enrollment is up by 50%. For one particular group of students, you guys, an entire race of students, it's up by over 500%. Not only are they enrolling in college, they're passing the classes, right? That's a way out of poverty. Our children were not in the game. But when you have children passing classes, an increase of 500%, that is because of you in this room, people believing in these children. Chronic absenteeism, down by 30%. We all know it's important to show up, but we had to help people get there. And we did. We did just that. We were able to remove 16 of our schools from the priority list. And you may think that's not a big deal. It's a major deal, you guys. The state is taking over schools, districts across the state, Michigan Department of Education, but not here in Grand Rapids, because we did it the Grand Rapids way. We came together. Last year, we had our first enrollment increase in 2 decades. Our bond projects. Look around the city, you guys. We are building beautiful buildings for these children. Joan and I talked this earlier. School buildings last 50 years, 100 years. You guys, we have invested in our children, and they will have school buildings for the next 50, 60 years because of us, because of people in this room saying, I believe in you. With your support, our transformation plan is working, and it continues to work. We know that we are building these children. Their future is unlimited. If we believe in them, they can do anything. But we need to continue to stick together. We need to continue to stay focused. I need you to stay with me again. I asked you that before. I'll continue to ask you that. It has been 15 years with so many families in this community. Joan and Peter, Doug and Maria, the Meyer family, I'm sure you're here somewhere. They were with us at the very beginning. So many people 15 years ago believed in us. Karen, you were a part of it. We were all there to say we are going to turn this around, and we need to continue to focus on that. Our next phase of the transformation plan, and I will roll that out in the next couple of months, because there is another phase, you guys. I want you to know that we will go as hard as we have. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about something. You've read a lot in the newspaper, and people have said, don't say this, but I'm going to say it because I am Teresa, and I can't help but say it. Sorry, John Hemholt, wherever you are. I'm going to go off script. You guys, listen. Don't believe all that mess you read in the newspaper. I am your superintendent. I am committed to you. I am committed to these children. I am committed to this city, and I will see the transformation through. I will continue. So let's put it all to rest.
This is our transformation plan, and I will see the next phase to fruition. Have a nice night.
Although no one knows what the future holds, we are always building toward it. Every new thing we learn, every action we take, builds a pathway to a brighter future for all of us. At Grand Rapids Public Schools, the future is now. The future of education and the future of our world is found inside the classrooms of GRPS. Classrooms are filled with students who have big goals and aspirations for their future, our future.
It helps you learn, and it's preparing you for the future, for college, high school, and things when you want to get a job.
After school, I want to go to be a lawyer, an attorney.
I want to be a scientist and work with chemicals.
I hope to actually work with the homeless shelter.
Find a cure for cancers.
The future of education is adaptable and flexible so that students can also adapt and be flexible as the world continues to change faster and faster. Through the arts, students are cultivating natural curiosity about the world around them and expressing their emotions in a healthy way.
I like music because when I'm mad or something, it just helps me express my feelings. So when I listen to music, I listen to it instead of hear it.
Art, I love it so much. Today we made fishes. I used a square, and then I used the oval, and then I used the star for the starfish, and then I did this for the water.
Education is no longer about just reading from a book. It's acquiring knowledge, skills, habits, and values that lead to future success. The future of education means that learning happens outside the limitations of a traditional classroom and inspiring students through field trips.
I like field trips because I get to be outside and in new surroundings. A trip like that helps in my regular schoolwork because it shows me what we're learning actually connects in real life. I can see where it all fits in the big picture.
Every skill honed and every dream realized by students today is building a foundation for their future success. The future of education comes from hands-on, practical projects where students are free to design and solve problems.
Today we are at East Kentwood High School, and we're here for a robotics competition.
Our robot can climb, and then for picking up blocks, we have pneumatics. What the final product is here is a combination of student-led ideas and mentor input. What I really like about robotics is how there's so many different people can work together to make one solution to solve a problem.
You hear robotics and you think of just making a robot, all the engineering that goes along with it. But it's not just that. It was really a team effort.
When students are encouraged to be artists, or nature guides, or engineers, or innovators, they are using their building blocks to create their future and ours.
I'm Miles Miller, a student athlete at Grand Valley State University, built by GRPS. I'm in my last year at Grand Valley, my last semester. I'm about to graduate with my bachelor degree in business finance, and I'm excited for what the future holds. Playing basketball at Ottawa was a great experience for me. I had a lot of fun, and then it really gave me the first taste of being a student athlete with going to school and playing basketball, and just taught me how to grind hard. So I think it really helped prepare me.
The future of education is ensuring healthy lifestyles now and into the future.
Living a healthy life to me is getting the most out of everything that you do, and try to eat healthy too.
The Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation is strengthening the educational experience for all GRPS students by helping to provide opportunities and responding to the needs of education in the 21st century.
The Grand Rapids public school system prepared me greatly for college, and I think the greatest factor was just the people here. They all helped me. They all made sure that I stayed on my path and made sure my grades were okay, and they really pushed me to my limits every day, on and off the court. I think they saw something in me before I saw it, and they really got the most out of me, and I'm forever thankful for that.
Students are the building blocks of success in our community. By educating students for whatever may lie ahead, Grand Rapids Public Schools and the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation are building the future.
In every experience that you go through, it can be used as a building block, whether it be positive or negative.
Try to look at the positive and use it as a building block, use it as fuel, use it as motivation. The sky's the limit, really. The Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation continues to strengthen and to build upon the foundation that our community has laid. But there is still work to be done. The future of education is you. By being a building block for our students' education, you are laying another piece to the foundation for their future and ours. Build. The future is now.
Good night, everybody, or good evening, or hello. Get the microphones. Okay, I was asked to come here tonight and share my story. My story. I find that the older I get, the longer my story becomes. Okay, so I'm Anthony's wife. Anthony's over there. Hi. I'm also the proud mom of Justin and Erica, who are sitting over there too, and Shane, who's not here. He's away at school. I'm also the daughter of Carol and Creflo. I am the sister of Ron and Marcus. I'm a college graduate. I'm also a law school graduate. I'm a former JAG Corps officer. I'm a judge currently sitting on the 61st District Court here in the city of Grand Rapids, and I'm a proud alumna of GRPS. Go Ottawa! Ottawa! Woo! I am Christina Elmore. Reflecting on my life's journey and how I got to this point has been a trip down memory lane. Some funny, some uncertain, but most of all, stories that built and shaped who I am today, standing before you with a story in my heart. Each piece of my story is a unique building block of my life. Together, each moment in my life shared by my family and my friends, and each unique experience brings me here today and continues to build on my path. My journey, like many, is filled with twists and turns. Each uphill climb seemed to be paired with a barrel roll here and a barrel roll there. But each sudden drop or sharp turn strengthened my will to conquer and persevere. My GRPS education began at Iroquois Middle School. It is also where I dabbled a little bit in entrepreneurship and genetics. Okay, so it was 8th grade biology. All right, so you know the time of science experiments and hands-on learning, which for students can be an exciting time to navigate one's interests. My interests at the time, well, I was and I still am an animal lover, and my bright idea in 8th grade was to find out what color babies would be born if I bred a white mouse and a black mouse. So setting about my exploration, I brought home 2 mice to create their litter. And after about 20 days or so, I came home to a cage of now 12 mice. So for all of you genetics buffs out there, you know I really had a very successful science experiment. There were 5 white babies, as it turns out, 4 black and 1 brown. So that's pretty interesting, right? Say, all right, I learned something. And then those offspring created offspring, and so on, and so on. And the extended mouse family really quickly outgrew their cozy home, right? So, and I mean, who knew that mice could multiply exponentially like that? I had no idea. So I didn't plan on that far ahead, but so here I was, 8th grade and breeding mice in my dad's condo. And thank God, my dad, who's not here, he was always supportive of my curiosities. But here were all these mice in their cramped and crowded living space, and they were getting more and more cramped with every passing day, getting bigger and growing and growing. So I had to do something to remedy the situation, and fast. So thanks to some quick thinking and ingenuity and problem-solving skills, my somewhat hidden, at the time, entrepreneurial side kicked in, and I had a light bulb moment, right? Okay, so other students would also love to have a mouse or 2 as lovely pets, right? So I decided I needed to capitalize on this market, and I put a few mice in a shoebox. And I left my favorite ones at home, right, because those are mine. And I took to working the school bus and lunch hour audiences, and I sold my mice, okay? So I'm sure some of you parents out there are shaking your heads like, oh, I'm glad you're not my kid, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that experiment, from genetics to multiplication, and who would have thought that an underground mice market existed in GRPS? I bet you didn't know that, Superintendent. You didn't know. and I had it cornered at the time, so that was building block one, okay? And then my sophomore year at Ottawa Hills High School was brimming with experiences to leverage my obvious love for animals with my desire to become a veterinarian. Gratefully, through a GRPS program, I was partnered with a local veterinary hospital, and after school, I worked at this veterinary hospital. Actually, it's the Animal Hospital of Kentwood, which just so happens to still be open today. But after school, I worked there as a veterinary assistant, which meant that I was responsible for assisting with the animals during examinations and vaccinations, and I even had a front seat for various surgeries. Some were minor, some major. And it was through this hands-on experience that I learned more about myself and what I wanted for my future. And I learned that my future no longer included my lifelong dream of becoming a veterinarian. That was supposed to be the sad part of my story, or one of the sad parts. So that I thought it was sad at the time, and sure, it probably was pretty sad for me. But to be given that opportunity to be involved with something that I was sure was my passion, and to realize it really wasn't before going off to school to pursue it, was infinitely better for my future. And I learned a lot about responsibility from that experience, going to this job every day, even when I didn't feel like it sometimes, and also doing things that weren't always fun or interesting. So that was building block number 2. In an effort to dodge my dad's job transfer to Rochester, New York, my senior year, I chose to graduate early. Even though it meant I would have to take Spanish and French at the same time in order to satisfy the foreign language requirement at the time, I wanted to complete high school at Ottawa Hills and move on then to the next chapter in my life. And having had the opportunity in middle school to take high school level classes and GRPS's willingness at the time to work with and support me, I was able to accomplish just that, and I graduated as a junior. With my high school diploma and my great grades and my bags packed, I moved on to the University of Michigan. Sure, Ottawa Hills prepared me for college, but I didn't have the best study habits, so instead of studying, I found myself determined and driven to attend every party I can go to. So obviously that was not conducive to success at college. And so after my second year at the University of Michigan, my grades were so bad that I received a DNR. So it's not do not resuscitate, but it's do not return, right? So they were like, you take your parties and your bad grades and get out of here. So I got a do not return, and I was devastated, but I was determined. There was no question in my mind that in order to succeed in life, I had to finish what I started. And I arrived next to the admissions office of Washtenaw Community College and enrolled there. And during my time at community college, I was forced to reckon with my poor decisions from previous semesters, and I put my energy towards working hard, and I was able to achieve all A's. Armed with those new grades, my determination and perseverance, I petitioned the University of Michigan to allow me to come back to school. And thankfully, they graciously accepted me back. And I set about returning, driven to succeed. 2 years after my return, I graduated a proud Wolverine from the University of Michigan from the College of Literature, Science, and Arts. Go blue, yeah. Thank you. That was building block number 3. After school, I got a job and began working, but I still didn't know where I was going with my life. It wasn't until my dad approached me one day and asked me if I ever thought about going to law school. I hadn't, but I decided to go ahead and try it. And it turns out that my ability to make the case, my resilience, and my determination paid off, and I found out that that was where I belonged. Directly after law school, and much to my parents' horror, I joined the military. And I became a Judge Advocate General, a JAG officer for the United States Air Force. Trust me, after serving in that position for 5 years on active duty and 8 years in the reserves, it is not as sexy as it's portrayed on television. Believe it or not, it really isn't. But that experience set me on my path to where I am now, which is sharing my story with you. When you combine all of my experiences, each one, whether they were built in through curriculum, like my science experiment, or those cause and effect consequences of my wayward ways, they all made me who I am today. It is in those experiential moments where you realize a passion or feel moved by what resonates within you. They are those times combined when you make mistakes, but you make the most of them. It is those building blocks that made me the wife, mother, daughter, friend, and judge that I am today. Thank you. And I want to also say that the Grand Rapids Public Schools has had a huge impact on my life and continues to do so. In fact, whenever I have the opportunity, I go talk with students about my job as a judge. I talk to them about the United States Constitution and about their rights. We can say what we want about this generation with their social media, with their seeming lack of desire to want to learn to read or write cursive, at least that's my kids, with their emojis and speaking in LOLs and OMGs. You can say what you want about them, but they are brilliant, okay? And it is important to me to reach out to these students because when I was their age and in school, I had no idea where my life would take me. Yet it meant a lot when someone showed interest in me, and even more meaningful when they looked like me. I care a lot about GRPS students, and I want most of all to see them all succeed in whatever path they choose. As GRPS alumni, as a city, as a community, how dare we not contribute to their success? How dare we not give of our time, our resources, and invest in building our students up? After all, the future of Grand Rapids is in their hands. They are awesome, they are watching, and most of all, they are worthy. Thank you all.
Well, it's tough to follow that one. Well, they told me to get up here and tell my story and ask for money. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it several times, just so you know. My story, well, this is going to be a real snoozer for you. So please pull out your phones, set your alarms for about 10 minutes from now, and if you do, can you set the ringtone to duck or marimba? Because I want a whole bunch of ducks and marimbas to wake people up in about 10 minutes. But duck marimba is probably a dinner that we'll have here next year. Duck marimba with a side of rice pilaf, maybe a little vegetable medley, or asparagus spears if we're lucky. Thank you, Judge Elmore, for sharing your story with us today. You're a true example of student success. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Frost, and I'm the principal at Innovation Central High School, the school formerly known as Central High School on Heritage Hill. I've worked in Grand Rapids Public Schools for 27 years in a wide-ranging capacity. 17 of those years, I was a classroom teacher at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. I've also been a principal at the elementary, middle school, and high school levels. I've been both a middle school and a high school athletic director, and I've coached over 20 seasons of elementary school sports. So by definition, I'm a jack of all trades, master of squat. I grew up in a small town of about 4,000 people in Fremont, Michigan, home of Gerber baby food. Yeah, very good. I like school and I love to learn, but like so many students, I was inspired more by the learning that happened outside the classroom. I graduated from Michigan State University, and in 1991, GRPS saw something in me that other districts did not, and they gave me a shot at being a classroom teacher. And I will admit, I was awful that first year. Seriously. And I did more learning and growing than the students that I taught. Not only did I learn a lot about instruction and classroom management, but I began learning about poverty and its limiting power, its barriers to access of opportunities and experiences. I realized that if left alone, poverty has the strength to restrict and stifle dreams. It was during that first year I found that my students were not engaged in being exposed to the same fun and educational activities that I remember doing when I was in school. So I became intensely dedicated to providing my students with some of the same things I was privileged enough to experience. I coordinated spelling bees and geography bees. I organized field days and fun days, coached and led basketball teams to victories and losses, more victories than losses. And I wrote and directed 4 civil rights plays in 4 years with my 4th and 5th grade students at Oakdale Elementary School. I know then and I know now that any inequity in school can lead to significant consequences. Consequences that hinder the opportunities that reveal the hidden talents in students. If inequity in schools exists, many students' gifts will never be realized or developed. Now, with the help of the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation and you, these fundamental experiences for students to explore and wonder can open doors to future successes. With my own daughter, Ava, who is now 16, I've tried very hard to open doors and to reveal and hone both her visible and hidden talents. I've done my best to help her realize her own dreams and hopes for her future. One moment in particular comes to mind. About 5 years ago, Ava and I took a road trip to Philadelphia to see the U.S. women's national soccer team play. During our time there, we visited historical landmarks and points of interest and saw their game, but what stood out most to me was the Franklin Institute, a great interactive science museum named after Ben Franklin himself that was peppered throughout with his famous quotes, such as, "A stitch in time saves 9, a penny saved is a penny earned," and one of my favorites that I've known for a long time, 3 people can keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. Out of all the quotes that I saw, though, the one that really got me on the spot and stood out was this one. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. And that was really so profound to me, I want to repeat it. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. Immediately after reading that quote, names and faces of students and athletes flashed through my mind. Students and players I had whose talents were underdeveloped, who needed encouragement, support, and proper direction. Those names and faces flashing through my mind were students whose silver had not yet been mined or properly refined. My daughter is blessed to be able to have a mother and a father who work to provide experiences and opportunities for her, like visiting historical places, regular museum visits, exposing her to arts, sports, and much more. And I have to believe that many, many of you in this room have tried to do the same, silver mining and refining with your own children. You might think nothing of paying for your child's dance or music lessons, a membership to the Children's Museum, or a visit to the zoo. You might make sure that for every sports season, your own children have the appropriate equipment, like a good lacrosse stick, the right kind of softball bat, or the proper pair of cleats. Each of these requires money, and for a great many of our students, this can be a real barrier. This is where you and the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation can be the great equalizer and help mine that silver from each of our students. And it has to start young. With each passing year, building on to the next, we have a real opportunity to make a great impact in our students' lives. I've personally seen the impact on my high school students, especially the past 2 years, where the foundation has provided grant funds for our Freshman Focus program, a vital program where freshmen, like now thriving sophomore Shania Carter, who took the opportunity last year to receive additional tutoring help after school in all subject areas. Funds were provided to help reward and incentivize ninth graders who committed to receiving this help throughout the school year. And Innovation Central Social Studies teacher Dan Morse every year brings a group of students to Lansing for the Michigan Youth and Government Leadership Conference. This year, more students than ever wanted to be involved, which is great news, but unfortunately, some of our students could not afford the cost of the trip. But because of the generosity of donors, the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation was able to graciously step in and make sure funds were available for those students. Because of this kindness, students who otherwise would not have had the opportunity were able to experience firsthand the inner workings of our state's government. And what is that worth? Having diverse urban students understand firsthand how government works, for me, that's priceless. And I could go on about all the things the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation does for our students because of people like you here today. We saw the impact of the gifts in the videos, from rebuilding our libraries to getting violins into the hands of students, from access to art supplies to funding culturally significant field trips and K-8 athletics. All students, because of donor dollars tonight, will experience vital educational opportunities that will mine and develop the skills, the hidden talents, and the genius that our students have. I'm here as an advocate for our students. We, all of us in this room, are the building blocks to ensure our students are given every opportunity to succeed. Tonight is about leveling the playing field. Tonight is about removing barriers and coming together behind every GRPS school, behind every GRPS student, and saying, we're with you. We must build together for our kids and for our students. Throughout the 27 years that I've been involved with GRPS, I have seen firsthand the difference we can make when we all pull together. I am thankful for the blessings that have allowed me to support the dreams of our students, and tonight I've been given this privilege of asking you to join me in this important work. We have a goal to raise $60,000 tonight, right here, right now. Perhaps this will entice you to consider stretching your gift a little further. Thanks to Lisa Litzenberger-Meyer, all new and increased recurring gifts to the Grand Rapids Student Advancement Foundation will be matched up to $25,000. For example, if you make a gift of $25 a month for the next year, your gift will be matched dollar for dollar. Your $300 becomes $600 gift. This incredibly generous matching gift will help us provide even more meaningful educational experiences to unleash new dreams and to help all of our students learn, grow, and thrive. On your table, you will find a pledge card. Please take a moment to review and complete it now. As you make your gift, we have volunteers ready to help collect these cards at the ballroom doors as you leave this evening. And what kind of gift will you consider giving that'll help develop our next generation of creative problem solvers? Is it a commitment of $150 a month to provide hundreds of students the opportunity to discover the natural wonders at Blandford Nature Center? Or will you mine and refine our students' natural curiosity with a gift of $7,500? Perhaps your gift of $10 a month or a $120 one-time gift will ensure healthy lifestyles by sponsoring 4 students' desires to join their school's basketball team. Or maybe you want to inspire students through ensuring a stringed music program for $25 per month. Please know that whatever the gift, you have the power to mine and refine our students' silver and to make a tremendous impact on their lives. We're incredibly grateful to you for making a difference in the lives of the students of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. And now, I'm going to give you a minute to fill out that pledge card. Mr. Secchi is questioning that. Can't fill it out right now? You know, I'd say start with the numbers. Let's go numbers first. There's numbers on a plastic card, maybe in your wallet. Then there are numbers with zeros. So in education land, I'm going to give you some wait time. Everybody else calls it awkward time. You know, and sometimes people say, you know, you throw enough mud at a wall, some of it's going to stick. It all sticks here. But some of this blows holes in these barriers for these kids because you're going to give them some insight into playing a violin. Some people have some real true artistic, athletic, musical genius that you're trying to unlock right now. Well, whatever gift you have decided to make today, whether it's signing up, making a gift at another level, or if you've simply given the gift of your valuable time to be here tonight, I sincerely thank each and every one of you. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. Have a good night, everybody.